Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the vast continent of Tamriel, where we go up north to the snowy realm of Skyrim. And more specifically, welcome back to the Nine Holds of Skyrim. My name is James from Dr. Mustard, and today we reach the Emerald Forest of Falkreath. That's right, in this video, you and I will follow the roads till we reach the city of Mother Nature itself. And I assure you, fine sir, that there'll be many sights to be seen along the way. From the lakeside house of the Half Moon Mill, to the shady home of the Nightingales, aka the Twilight Sepulchre. There are cliffs and mountains painted onto the canvas of Falkreath, with Nordic dungeons giving the witness a perception on what came before us. With the great sun protecting us from the dangers of the night, you may start to ponder, is this all good to be true? Have I finally found a hold in Skyrim where the rivers and hills don't run with blood and bones? Well, traveller, it seems your enthusiasm was all for nothing. For at the darkest point of night, when following the road west of Falkreath, when taking a midnight stroll, you will encounter a pond. And a lovely pond it is, with torch bugs and dartwings filling the air with colour and luminescence. All is well until your ears pick up a sinister, spine-chilling sound. You see a door built into a cliff, with an uncomforting skull chiselled into it, looking right back at you. This skull dons a sanguine, blood-red handprint, which is when you realise how much you messed up. You approach the door, soaking wet from the pond, and the door asks you in the most demonic voice to be heard from all of Tamriel.
What is the music of life?
You shudder and realise this is the Dark Brotherhood. That's right, the Guild of Murder, the guild that gives you contracts to kill people for the most petty reasons. Now if you have it in you to join the Brotherhood, then you'll be starting off with some simple contracts like killing beggars, miners, farmers, bards even. And after you've made a reputation in the Brotherhood, you'll start receiving contracts for people with a much higher ranking, like nobles, members of royalty, and even the Emperor of Skyrim himself. So as we can gather, this one Dark Brotherhood sanctuary completely changes the feeling of Falkreath. So moving on, we have the village or city of Falkreath, slap bang in the middle of the hold. Now to be honest, Falkreath is far from the size of a city, with the same size as settlements in Skyrim, like Dragonbridge and Riverwood. In fact, you could probably fit in 4 to 5 Falkreaths into Whiterun, which is also lacking the size to even possess the title of the city. In the future, I'll most likely make a video highlighting this prominent issue Skyrim has, where even the smallest village can have the reputation of a city, as it is definitely my top grudge for this game. Although it barely affects the factors that make Skyrim one of the most legendary games in the history of the gaming industry. Starting off from the southern... Go away, man. Go. Just go. Anyway. Starting off at the southern entrance of Falkreath, we have the Dead Man's Drink, which as you guessed, is a pub or a tavern. That's right, you guessed it, this is the same copied and pasted inn or tavern that you find in the rest of Skyrim. Oh no, what has happened? As you can see, I may have drunk a bit too much mead today. Now for my next trick, I'll destroy my game. Oh no, I've messed up again. This is why I play Skyrim. Oh no, I've died. Oh, thank God it was all just a dream again. Now like the Riverwood Trader and Belethor's Goods, we have another trader called Grey Pine Goods. Nothing too special to see around here, just a few potions and meat, you know. So this guy over here called Solaf sells you a lot of magic clothing, so if you're starting off early in your mage build, then come to Grey Pine Goods. Now if you've had your eyes peeled, you'll notice that the Riverwood Trader and Grey Pine Goods have the exact same interior. Now if you're wondering why a lot of shops in Falkreath are to do with death, it is because a lot of Skyrim's heroes are buried in the Falkreath graveyard. Now the landmark is probably the main attraction in Falkreath, as it has many famous names plastered onto the graves. With the worshipper of Arcade protecting the graveyard, the Falkreath graveyard is much better maintained than other cemeteries across Skyrim, protecting the graves of famous names such as Hoag Mercula and Keurig the White. Accompanied by 2 shrines of Arcade, we lead into the Hall of the Dead. Unlike other Halls of the Dead, the Falkreath version has a very homely feel to it. The only difference being that there's a Shrine of Arcade, god of life and death, situated to the left of the room. Following the southern entrance of Falkreath, there is a blacksmith titled Lod's House. And neighbouring the blacksmith, we have a cosy little shack called Grave Concoctions, and yes, you guessed it, it's an alchemist. Now, Grave Concoctions is very much to do with nature, so you would automatically think that they would sell a lot of natural ingredients. Selling things like dragon's tongue, elf's ear, frost miriam, garlic, impstools, and juniper berries. Alongside the outside display, Zarya, the owner of the shop, also sells a lot of potions. There are also traces of Zarya having a child, as there is a boy's green tunic in one of her chests. The only trace of farming is shown from Corpse Light Farm, which sells and harvests cabbage and potato. With a beautiful sunset settling in, we have the magnum opus of Falkreath, the Jarl's Longhouse. Now, the Longhouse provides a lot of accommodation for the people working for the Jarl, which also includes a room for planning the next big attack. In order to become Thane of Falkreath, you must talk to Jarl Sidgeir and do a couple of quests. And the final building we will be looking at is the guard barracks, which holds a very dark secret. What's going on? What have I done? For some reason, this man just killed this other dude, and now he's just eating a slice of bread. Upstairs we have the sleeping quarters, and down in the prison section there's a very dark secret. When entering the Falkreath prison, you'll find a suspicious looking man who is in fact a werewolf. This will lead to a couple of quests. The first quest in this short quest line is titled Ill Met by Moonlight. As you can see, this man's a bit crazy. Now, I won't give any more information on this quest line, as it is one of the very best quests in Skyrim. So that already marks the end of this video. I know, right? Falkreath is that small. And of course, any supports will be taken in very gratefully, whether it's a like, notification, comment or sub. Stay safe, and more importantly, stay happy. This has been James from Dr. Mustard. See you in the next one.